like. No, this isn't it. Is it this way? Yeah, so this isn't working. Well, I suppose it might work. It's, I guess, close enough to disheveled. So yeah, we'll go with that. Roll the intro. Hello, and welcome to Book 2, Chapter 3 of You Should Be Reading. Today we're going to cover a manga series. One of the manga series that I quite enjoy. It's very fun, it's very easy to pick up and read, especially for anyone who's not really into manga and Japanese anime, because of the simple fact of how it is written. That series is Black Lagoon. Now, right from the beginning, right from the start, by Ray Hiroi. Ray Hiroi. Hiroe. I used to be able to pronounce his name, but we'll just zoom right in here. There you go. See it? Now, as you'll notice right here, down at the bottom, right there. Explicit content. What that means is that this is not a book for children. You can see right from the beginning, it's got a rather pretty looking girl smoking a cigarette, a pair of guns, and it is basically a Hollywood AAA blockbuster action movie made into a manga. There are 9 volumes out. The 10th volume is either out now or will be out shortly over here after a rather long hiatus. It's back in print going forward. People are very, very happy about that. And Black Lagoon follows the story of 4 people. One of whom is this lady, Revy Two Hands. She's called Two Hands because she uses 2 guns. She is very, very cold, frightening, badass fighter chick, basically. She's also very, very sexy in terms of how she is portrayed in the book, usually wearing a tight little halter top, a pair of jean denim shorts, and pretty much kicking ass and taking names. Then there is Dutch. Dutch is this very big, muscled black fellow, tattoos. He's very much the kind of the heart and soul of the group, the Black Lagoon Shipping Company. He runs the company. He's the boss, and he's a pretty laid back kind of a guy. He takes things more or less in stride, though he can get pissed off from time to time. Then there's Benny. Benny is this dude, surfer dude from California, who is a computer hacker, genius, whiz, and whatnot. He's their IT, the technical guy. And then they pick up, right at the very beginning of the first book, they pick up their 4th member. That's what the entire first story arc is about. This Japanese fellow by the name of Rokaru, he ends up going on a trip for his company with some information, some data that he's planning on, I guess, transporting. And he gets kidnapped by Revy to use as ransom to make a little extra money on top of the money they're getting from getting this data and delivering it to their boss or their client. a team of mercenaries gets sicked on them. Lots of fun action, pretty interesting things happen. And Rokurou actually comes up with a plan that saves all their lives in the end. And afterwards, when the company man comes by to bring him home, he decides to stay. And he adopts the name of Rock, which is kind of short for Rokurou. And these are the four that become that the stories revolve around. Every scene in the books is just filled, just jam-packed, filled with all kinds of action, some comedy, some really dark places it goes to as well. Like I said, explicit content. These are not books for children, but they are books that anyone can pick up. You don't need to know a lot about Japanese culture. You don't need to know a lot about anything in particular. If you like action movies, if you liked the A-Team, for example, the Transformers movies, anything pretty much that Michael Bay has done, if you like any of that, Black Lagoon is a series that you will like. And it's really entertaining. That's the really amazing thing about it, is that despite everything that goes on, despite all the craziness, it's really entertaining to see this ragtag band of misfits in a city. Roanapur is the name of the city that most of the action tends to take place in. And this city is a lawless town. Everyone is corrupt. There's gangs everywhere. It's one of those types of towns. Kind of like a Mos Eisley, if you will, for more or less modern day. So yes, it's really interesting. And like I said, there's nine of these things. And as you can see, on the front cover there is usually some pretty lady. Revi's on the front of the second one. This is one of the... Yes, this is the Russian lady who runs Hotel Moscow. She's the one who tends to give a lot of jobs to Dutch and the crew. Then there's this lady, sword-wielding Chinese lady with broken English. Despite the fact that she and Revi don't get along well, they tend to fight really well together. It's kind of interesting. This young lady comes into play when Rock and the group go to Japan for a little while. She's the daughter of a Yakuza family. Yes. And then there's this lady here, a gun-toting maid. She shows up in the first volume, Roberta, the maid of the Lovelace family, who packs more firepower than Revi tends to, just on a regular basis. She's also one of the few characters who have given Revi a run for her money and won. Usually Revi tends to come out on top a lot, but definitely an interesting character. And then there's the nun. Yes, the nun, the gun-wielding nuns that exist in this place. And the last two are another maid and Roberta in a cowboy outfit from when she goes off the reservation. There's a lot of interesting stuff that happens in these books, and it's all very straightforward, very heavy action. The story has some nuances to it, but it doesn't dwell too long on it. It doesn't go too deep into introspection, just enough to get the point across, which is really interesting. Now, as I said, not for kids. It does go to some dark places. There's a few story arcs in there that might make you a little uncomfortable, perhaps, but that's what stories do. They push the boundaries. They make you think. And even if something as simple and lighthearted and actiony as this can do that, what could something even more in depth do? It's just something to think about. So yes, I'm not going to do any reading because half of the fun of any manga is seeing the pictures while you read, and really it's more fun to read it yourself. So yes, you can find these out there. They're probably not hard. Viz Media tends to put them out. Uh, Check any place that has manga, and you can find them. So this week, my friends, this week you should be reading Black Lagoon by Rei Hiroe. I think I got that right this time. So yes, until next time, take care.